Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So I'm going to teach you how to crochet. A lot of people have said, I want to learn how to crochet. Can you show me the basics on how to crochet? First of all, you're going to need a ball of yarn. Now this is the Caron Simply Soft. It's really nice and squishy. So if you get yourself some balls of yarn, and you're going to need some crochet hooks. You can buy these on Amazon and eBay in packs. You can get them in craft shops, places like that. Even if you're in the UK, you can get these in Home Bargains and in B&M home stores. And you can pick up a basic pack for just a few pounds. On the hook, you'll find, I'll show you this one. On the hook, you've got your hook at one end. And not all hooks are the same. Some of the hooks are more pointed and more sharp. I just go for these aluminium ones. You can buy them in plastics, you can buy them in bamboo. They come in different sizes, and the size is usually on this flat thumb rest. So this pinched in flat part is the thumb rest, and the size is usually on it. In the UK, we go by millimeters. If you're in the USA or another country, it may have letters here, and I've noticed that in the USA, a lot of them are becoming metric. They are starting to do them in millimeters. You've got this shaft here as well, and this part is the part, just this area here is where your stitch size is done. Some of them I've got the sizes up here on this part of the shaft of the hook. Most hooks, 99% of hooks that I've seen, have a size on them. How do you know what size hook to use? Now, all the manufacturers who make yarn and balls of wool will tell you on the label what size of knitting needle to use and what size of crochet hook. Now, I have noticed that the 99% of them will tell you what size of knitting needle to use, but not all tell you the size of hook. There's a picture of a crochet hook here, and it says 5mm. It also tells you it's a US H-size 8. It tells you the size of the knitting needle. Now, if you pick up a ball of yarn or a ball of wool and it only has the knitting needle symbol, if it says a 5mm knitting needles, use a 5mm crochet hook, because the shaft of a knitting needle is the same as a crochet hook. So a size 5mm crochet hook has the same shaft area here. It has the same width around as a knitting needle. So if your label only tells you the knitting needle size, use that same size for your crochet hook. So if it says a 4.5, use a 4.5 crochet hook. If it says size 7mm knitting needles, use a 7mm crochet hook. So you get the picture with that. I'm not going to use this yarn. I've got this sort of odd ball of this beautiful lemon. That's my last ball of Simply Caron Soft, and I want to make a baby blanket with that one, so I'm not going to use that for demonstration. I'm going to use this odd ball here that I've got. This is a red heart yarn. You can use any yarn that you like. I'll put these hooks out of the way. This one is a 5.5. This one's a 5. You'll see the slight difference in size. And this one is a 4.5. These are the three favourite hooks that I use. Most of the time I use a 5, a 5.5, and a 4.5, and a 6. There's a size 6 as well. There's lots of different sizes, but the 5 and the 4.5 are the two that I use the most. If you watch my videos, most of them have these two hooks. So I'm going to go with a size 5mm hook. You go with the hook that corresponds with the yarn that you've got. So let's get going with this. The first thing you need to do is you need to put a knot and get that yarn on to that hook. So I'm going to show you how I do a slip knot. So to do a slip knot, you're going to take the tail end, you're going to wrap it around your fingers, and then you're going to cross it over to that side, and then just hold it there with your other finger. Put your hook under that one and just pull that tail through like that. Take your fingers out and it makes a little lasso. Just pull. So you've made yourself a little hook, a little loop, and just pull either side of it. So you've got your knot, you've got your first stitch on the hook. Now you never ever count that stitch. When you're counting a chain, never ever count that stitch. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make a chain. So to do your chain, you're going to put your yarn over your hook. Just hold your hook, hold it so it's comfortable. Put your yarn over. This is your working yarn, this side here, and this is the tail. You can hold the tail out of the way if you want. Put your yarn over your hook like this, and you've got what looks like 2 loops on your hook. Now just pull through like that and give it just a tiny little wiggle. You don't want to do your foundation chain too tight. So yarn over your hook. You can hold the tail like this if you want. Just hold it so it's comfortable. I've got the yarn just in between that finger there like that. So just do it so it's comfortable. Pull the yarn through like this. Now I've seen a lot of people hold it like this and they go like this. They twist the hook around and they pull it through the loop. They twist the hook around and they pull it through the loop, and you end up with a sore wrist. I can't do it that way. I just do it the way it's comfortable. I just hold on to my yarn and I hold on to my hook. Put the yarn over your hook and pull through the stitch. Don't do it too tight. Yarn over and pull through. Put your yarn over and pull it through to make another stitch, and that's you making a chain. It's called a foundation chain. On the other side, you've got all these little long bars that run along that side, and on this side you've got the flat end of your chain, just the way you would be making a gold necklace. Yarn over and pull through the stitch. Yarn over and pull through the stitch. Yarn over and pull through the stitch. Don't do it too tight. Yarn over and pull through the stitch. Yarn over and pull through. That's how you do a chain. I've got 1, 2, 3. When you count the chain, you're going to count these individual little V shapes here. These little segments, that's how you count your chain. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13. Don't count the loop on your hook. Don't count that. So I've got 13 stitches. We'll do 20. One more, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. Now, if you live in the United Kingdom, in the UK, the stitch I'm going to show you is called a double crochet. If you're in the USA, it's called a single crochet. Now, different countries call it different things. So if you're in the UK, it's a double crochet. If you're in the USA, this is called a single crochet. What we're going to do is we're going to count the second stitch in the chain. So that's 1 and that's 2. We're going to go into that second chain. You're going to push your hook through. You can see almost like 1, 2, 3 parts of the yarn. We're going into that bottom one. in between, and down into that bottom one. So push your hook through your yarn into that double part, that bottom part there. So when you push it through, it looks like you've got 2 strands on your hook. Put your yarn over your hook like that and pull it through. You've got to put your yarn over again and come through those 2 loops. That's you made your first double crochet or single crochet if you're in the USA. We're going to the next stitch. Put your hook through, you can see that V shape. Put it through right where the joint is. Just push through and you've got 2 little parts of the yarn on your hook. Put your yarn over the hook and pull it through. So you've got 2 loops on your hook. Put your yarn over again and pull through both of those loops like that. Go into the next stitch, all the way along the chain, push your hook through, pull your yarn through, yarn over your hook. Looks like you've got 3 loops on your hook now. Pull through those 2 loops, so you've only got 1 loop left. Through the next stitch, pull your yarn through, you've got 2 loops on your hook. Put your wool or your yarn over and pull through those 2 loops, and you've got 1 left. And this is what you're doing. You're making this little foundation row, your very first row of crochet. So through the stitch, pull your yarn through, yarn over your hook and pull through both the loops. So you've got 1 loop on your hook. Put your hook through the next stitch. Just hold it so it's comfortable. Pull your yarn through. Make sure it's not too tight. Make sure your stitches are not down inside this hook. Always bring them up into that little round part of your hook. That's what makes the size of the stitch that you need. Put your yarn over and pull it through those 2 loops. Through the next stitch, pull through, put your yarn over your hook, and you can see where my yarn's just twisted into my fingers, where it's comfortable, and pull through those 2 loops. Through the next stitch, pull through, you've got 2 loops, yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. Keep it loose, you don't want to do it too tight. Through the next one, pull your yarn through, you've got 2 loops, yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. We'll work our way down the chain like this. So if you've got your hook and your yarn with you, then you can crochet along, and that's you started to crochet. Now when we get to the end, I'll show you what to do next, but you can make a blanket or a pot holder or a scarf just using this 1 stitch. You can just use this 1 stitch. I'll show you the other basic stitches as well, but for this little tutorial I'll just show you how to do this double crochet or a single crochet if you're in the USA. So when you get to the last stitch, just put your hook through. It might be a little tight on that last one. Pull your yarn through. You've got 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. And that's you done your first row. So what we're going to do now is we're going to chain 2. So put your yarn around your hook and pull it through that 1 loop. That's 1 chain. Put your yarn over your hook and pull it through that loop. That's you done 2 chains, 1 and 2. Now turn your work like this, and we're going to work our way back along this row of crochet. We're not going to go in to the hole, to the stitch that's right beside that one, because that belongs to that one there. You're going into this next empty stitch, the stitch that's empty here. I'll show you that. So don't go into that one. We're going into the next one. Put your hook right through where it looks like a knot. You can see a little hole. You see that hole? And there's the top of your chain. There's the top of your stitch. So you're putting your hook in through there, and you've got 2 parts of that stitch. You can see them all there, those little V shapes. Put your hook through there, pull your yarn through. You've got 2 loops on your hook. Put your yarn over and pull it through both of those loops. That's you made the next stitch in your next row. That chain of 2 we did at the beginning when we turned becomes your first stitch. That's your second stitch. So now you're going to go into that next little space there, the next stitch there. I'll try and turn it so you can see. So go through there, and you've got 2 lines, 2 little parts of your stitch. Pull it through, you've got 2 loops. Put your yarn over and pull through. We're going into the next part here. Just go right through to the other side like that, and you've got the 2 parts of that stitch. There's your stitch. You've got the 2 parts on your hook. Pull it through. You've got 2 loops, yarn over and through those 2 loops. Go through the next stitch. Now don't just pick up one when you push it through. Don't just have one on. Push it right through that stitch, right through, so you're picking up both parts of the stitches. You can see them here on the top. Pull it through, yarn over and through 2 loops. Through the next one, pull your yarn through. You've got 2 loops, yarn over and through those 2 loops. Into the next stitch, pull your yarn through and through the 2 loops. Just hold your hook so it's comfortable. Hold your yarn that's comfortable. Hold your work just so it's comfortable. You don't need to do anything elaborate. That's just the way other people have learned how to do it. They're comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with this. So you do it the way that you feel comfortable. We're going to work this double crochet all the way to the end of the row, through the stitch and through the next one, through your 2 loops, through the stitch, pull your yarn through. You've got 2 loops, yarn over and through the 2 loops, through, pull your yarn through. Make sure your stitches go up here, yarn over and through those 2 loops. The hook on the end pulls your yarn through. Hook that through, yarn over and through the 2 loops. Through, pull it through. You've got 2 loops, yarn over and through those 2 loops. Now you've got a little bumpy bit that looks, this is where we done our very first stitch when we went into the second stitch, right at the very beginning in the chain. Push your hook through that little bundle. Just push it right through like that. Put your yarn over, pull your yarn through. You've got your 2 loops, yarn over and pull through. Make sure you go through that last little bumpy part on the end. You're going to chain 2 1 and 2, and turn your work to work back, and there you go, you've got 2 rows now. You continue doing that right to the end, and make sure that you get your stitch on the end, chain 2 and work back the other way. We'll do another row now, so you crochet along. Don't go into that one because you've got your chain there that goes with that stitch down there. We're going to work into this next stitch, that's that next space. If you do your chain 2 and then work into here, you're going to make an extra stitch, and your crochet will start to go out like that. It will start to grow out the way, and you don't want that. So once you've done a chain of 2, you go into the next stitch, not the one right at the bottom, into this next stitch. So push your hook right through and pull the stitch through, yarn over and through the 2 loops, through the next one, pull your yarn through, yarn over and through 2 loops, and you'll get quicker as you go along. Make sure you're going in between, there's one stitch, there's your other stitch, you're going in there, you're picking up that stitch there, pull your yarn through, yarn over and through the 2 loops, all the way to the end. So if you're doing the crochet along with me, just work through those stitches all the way to the end. If you feel I'm going too quick, just pause the video so you can catch up. Through the next one and over, through the next one, over those 2, through the next one, through the stitch, pull your yarn through, yarn over, through 2 loops, through the stitch, pull your yarn through, yarn over and through 2 loops. Now we're back at this little end here. Now there is a stitch in there. If you just do your chain, your work will start to disappear. So what you'll end up getting is it will start to go in like this. If you want, you can put a pin in there so you know where your end stitch is. So push your hook through that last, you can see the chain of 2 there. Just push your hook through the space, pull your yarn through and finish your stitch like that. Chain 2, 1 and 2 and turn. Now what you can do is you can put a pin through there so you know that's where the end of your stitch is. You can put a safety pin in there, and you can do the same when you get to the other side, and that way you know that you've got to go in to that part there. So we're going into the next stitch, straight through and finish your stitch. Now that's when you can put your safety pin in. If you put a pin in there, you know that you've got to work that little space in there. And through we go, and we're going to continue on along your little piece of work. If you want to do a blanket, you just do the chain as long as you want, and you just do your double crochet, or it's a single crochet if you're in the USA or another country, and through each stitch. You will get quicker, you will make mistakes. If you make a mistake, don't be afraid just to pull it out and go past the mistake you've made and then start again. And this is what you get. This is the easiest stitch in crochet. This is the stitch that everyone learns first. Now we've still got a stitch in there, you can see it going in. So go into that space and do your last stitch. Keeps your edge nice and straight. So like I said, you can put a pin into this one, and once you've done your 2 chain and turn, go into your first stitch. Then you can put another pin, another safety pin in there, and that way you know that you've got to work into that one and the one that's on the end, if you need to keep yourself right. So we'll work along this way, and then I'll show you one last time, and that's you off and running with your crochet. So this is for absolute beginners. If you've never done any crochet before, or if you're struggling to do your crochet, then just watch this video a couple of times, get your hook and get your wool or your yarn, and just follow along. Don't be afraid just to pause the video or rewind it until you catch up. That's how everyone learns. And there's my little last stitch in there. So just go in there and pull through. And that's what you get. So that is the double crochet, a UK double crochet or a USA single crochet stitch. And if you've managed to get this far, then now you can crochet. You can crochet now if you've got this far with your crochet. If you haven't, just rip it out, go back to the beginning of the video and start again. Everyone's got to learn. Everyone learns at your own pace, so don't try and do it too quickly. Take your time and do it at your own pace, and try not to copy the way other people hold your hook, your yarn and your work so it's comfortable for you. Do it so it's comfortable for you. You don't have to copy the way someone else crochets like this. You don't have to copy them. You don't have to do it like that. You can just hold it so it's comfortable and do your chain and turn as long as it's comfortable. So that is how you do your double crochet or your single crochet if you're in the USA. So watch the next video and we'll show you how to do a treble crochet. That's a UK treble crochet or a USA double crochet. It's a taller stitch, so your work will work a little bit faster. So please click on that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. Then if you click on that notification icon, you'll get notified every time I put up a new tutorial. So until the next time, happy crafting, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.